Wow. Again, it's another week and always a pleasure to be here. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the comments, the likes, the share, and the love. Yay. Yeah. So today we want to look at something which we just thought about building while you wait. And I really felt that wow, that's actually something to maybe think about and engage with, because when we say building while you wait, it's like shouldn't you wait before you build? But now we're saying building while you wait. And then it dawned on me that waiting is actually a doing verb, because when you are waiting, it's like you can say, what are you doing? Say, I'm waiting. So it means it's a verb, right? And it means that something should happen in that time. And the whole idea is that you should build whilst you are waiting. Build what? Build your tenacity, build your faith, build your interest, just look at what is it I am actually waiting for, and true to it, some of us may not even know what they are waiting for. Just say, I'm waiting. What are you waiting for? I think that is something to be quite intentional about. What are you waiting for? It aligns with having a vision, having a thought, having some kind of aspiration. I'm waiting till I'm 13. Oh, right. So what happens when you are 13? What do you want to do when you are 13? Or others will say, oh, once I'm 18, then what? Then you have all the freedom or you have all the responsibilities, as it says that with great freedom comes great responsibilities. So what do you do whilst you're waiting? Definitely, if you are that younger age, you should be focusing on your studies, equipping yourself, finding out ways of doing, aspiring in your studies, aspiring in your own being. How do you prepare yourself even for all that is to come? And then at middle age, maybe you say, oh, I'm waiting for Mr. Right. Ha. How can you just sit down and you're waiting for Mr. Right? Are you yourself Mrs. Right? Right. So you now have to find a way of building yourself to be that Mrs. Right. So that when Mr. Right comes, Mr. Right will say, I finally found Mrs. Right. And then the story can continue. And then if you are even waiting for a child, I remember at a time when I hadn't even got married, and someone had brought me a teddy bear. It was a friend who was selling little gifts at the time. And so I brought this little teddy bear. We called him Snuffleupagus. It was a green teddy with this long nose. And so I did that. I bought something for even my unborn child. So there's some things that you would do in terms of building whilst you wait. You're waiting for your child. Start learning how to look after little children. Engage in the children's church. Engage even in making little gifts for children. Engage in understanding what children are actually all about. So that would be building while you wait. And then even if you are at the stage of your career and you're looking for this job and you're thinking about, oh, how can I don't have a job, so I'm not getting out of bed on time. No. Even as you wait, you keep on applying, and as you wait for the responses, you need to be ready. You need to get up, you need to even learn what does it mean to wake up early in the morning, get yourself ready, get out to work. What does it mean to do that? And you could do that by supporting those who are already doing that in your household. I remember as a girl's guide, I don't hear about that anymore, but we used to have something called the girl's guide, and it was the female version of the Boy Scout. Right? Yes, the gender the gender divide was quite rife at the time. So as a girl's guide, one of the mottos of the girl's guide was be prepared. Be prepared. Very simple. Be prepared even for that new job that you're going to take on. Be prepared for that new endeavor you are going to take on. Some of us are looking forward to investing in properties and taking on big things. But have you put together your credit rating, your financial credit rating, so that when the time comes, when everything is now right, you think you are earning enough, but your credit records are not in place, then you would fail even to meet that objective. So in that time of waiting, yes, I'm going to do this, I don't have enough money, but you should start putting together a good credit record so that by the time you're applying to banks, by the time you're applying to funders, or even speaking to agents, you have a story to tell, which says, I don't have much money, but I do have a salary slip and I have a good credit rating, So that is, again, building while you wait. So for some of us who are at our later years, quite advanced in your career, advanced in your family life, and you're looking towards retirement, it's not at that time of retirement that you start planning for it. You should be thinking about, oh, what am I going to do with my time? How am I going to spend it? How am I going to invest it? Not that, oh, once retirement comes, I'm going to sleep it away. No. Or, hey, retirement is here now and I don't know what to do. I don't know. In the time that you have, you need to plan as you're waiting towards that retirement letter coming your way. You need to start planning. What are your investments looking like? What are your children? Where are they positioned? Where are you going to live? What kind of circle are you going to be in? Because you will have a bit more time on your hand. So what are you going to start investing your time in? Are you going to take part in boards? Are you going to take part in voluntary exercises, or your kind of institution, or institutes that you have always wanted to volunteer on those institute committees? Are you now finding out, what is it? What does it take? How can I equip myself so that by the time that time comes, I am ready? Or are you even planning on setting up an NGO? What does it take? Do you need to register it? Does it need to be a non-profit organization? So some of these things will happen as we wait, as we look forward to whatever is coming up. And like our parents now, they're quite advanced in age, and we know, even though we will miss them, that at some time or another we may part our ways. So how are we looking forward to that time? How are we creating beautiful memories? How are we creating beautiful examples that can be followed by those that will be left behind? And then how are we even planning? I know my grandmother, on my mom's side, before she passed, she had actually shown me her dress. Believe it, she lived till over 100 years. And every extra year, with her shaky hand, and I don't know how she did it with her eyes, she will add a little lace to her dress. And she showed me the dress, that when I go to know, this is what I want to go in. So there are many ways of not sitting down and deteriorating while you wait, but actually sitting down and building, positioning yourself, enjoying the time of waiting, and even building your faith, because there is a lot of things that will happen when we have faith in God, faith in even in ourselves, faith in the universe as it will be, that this is what is going to happen. So it's really a doing verb, and sometimes we need to be inspired by others. We need to be inspired that those who have gone through what you are going through can give you ideas on how do you navigate that kind of space as you wait. We don't want to sit down and say, wait. Yes, the Bible says wait silently. But how do you do that? What does it really look like? Does it mean I isolate myself? Or does it mean that I have quiet times? Does it mean that I subdue the flesh through fasting and praying so that I can be prepared and I can look forward to that vision, building up to it as I wait for that to come to pass? So what does all this mean? This means that you cannot just say, I'm waiting. Like sometimes when I ask the children, what are you doing? They say, I'm chilling. I'm like, okay, yeah, chilling. What does that mean? What does it really mean? So put some kind of action into your waiting in terms of how you will prepare yourself for that which you're waiting for. Right? I hope that helps. God bless. Please like and share, and you may leave some comments. Thank you very much. Bye.